It's gonna be different this year. We're gonna be at Donnie's house again this year.
Not one, but two
nights. Yeah, you're definitely gonna want to be there for sure. It's gonna be fucking A1. Be there, be square.
What is going on, guys? It's Ben here, the Lone Rager, and you guys are watching We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We are wrestling. We are wrestling podcast.
They give a shout out to We Are Wrestling on YouTube.
You're watching We Are Wrestling.
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent.
What's going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling.
What's going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. Ben here, the third of the talk show.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Make sure to subscribe, baby.
We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie, here with.
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling, and we got the Asian sensation actually sitting next to Donnie, invading his space. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Yeah, dude, I'm actually invading the space. We're fucking here, man. WrestleMania weekend has arrived. What is going on? We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. Ben here, the third of the podcast. We've got a great live, kind of like same like talk show we usually have, but we're also kind of tuning in live to the Hall of Fame just in case we got any crazy moments. But before we get into all that shit, Don, take it away, my guy.
It's so weird
Right?
doing this in person. Well, guys, you already know what to do. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. The best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now. Turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real. And we're live for this episode 52. Let's get it.
Absolutely, man. We had to be with Mania tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, dude, we gotta fucking kick it wild and fucking riling, bro.
And you guys are probably wondering why Danny is not with Ben and I, because he wants to watch Stand and Deliver tomorrow.
I will be live on my channel, Danny H Vlogs, tomorrow at 1 p.m. watching Stand and Deliver, and then I'm going to go over to this fucker's house, man. Watch WrestleMania.
Talking about me, ladies and gentlemen.
It's gonna be fucking awesome, man. WrestleMania Night 1, we got some stacked shit for that night, man. We got the Usos match, we got Charlotte and Rhea, we got quite a bit, so we're in for a good ass weekend, man.
Yeah, so before we dive into the topics for this week on the podcast, what were your guys' thoughts on SmackDown tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, man. Since like usually this is pre-recorded, so we never get to talk about it. So at the start of SmackDown, man, we saw a confrontation between the Usos, Sammy and Kevin. Oh my god, man, I got hard watching.
Dude, that segment was fantastic. Probably my favorite segment of the night
I hate
was
that I
the
missed it.
Usos and Sammy and Kevin.
Hate that I missed it.
Dude, Owens went in.
You're gonna have to watch it on YouTube once we get off of
They're
here.
talking about how like Jimmy and Jay like brought KO in
Mm.
and like gave them the ropes and stuff, and they wanted them to go back to the way they were before the bloodline. So it's pretty interesting storytelling.
Absolutely.
It's
And
investing.
nobody laid a hand on each other tonight, man. It was all verbiage. You know what I mean? So
Saving it for the big
they
show.
told the story, and tomorrow when it finally happens, it's gonna be fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be absolutely fucking unreal, man. Like we've been, God, well over a year into like this whole feud with Sami Zayn. At least has been a part of it for almost up to a year now, right? About
Almost
He
a
came-
year.
he
I
came
think
in
he
around
got into it
August, I think.
in the summer of 2022. I think.
Yeah.
really, it's only been
Yeah.
that. Really? Wow.
Yeah, surprisingly, man, it's been only that. But I thought overall, SmackDown, they did a great job, selling the pay-per-view. I really liked how these tag team showdowns, they did fatal four-way matches where one member of each team went against each other. I thought that was a good thing to do to kind of, bring some excitement to the tag match, because even like in our predictions, we even said like we're really not looking forward to these matches. They feel like fillers. So I kind of like how on SmackDown they did these fatal four-way matches, so you're giving spotlight to each team in some type of way.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely.
And I mean, Latino World Order, they reunited, Legado del Fantasma and Rey Mysterio. You guys didn't get to see the segment, but it was like just the look on Santos Escobar's face when Rey Mysterio pulled out the stack of shirts, like it's gonna go in, man. And they reassured Rey, if Judgment Day gets out of hand during his match with Dom tomorrow, it's fucking on like Donkey Kong, man.
Let's go.
It's gone like Donkey Kong.
Let's go.
With that being said, just to give you guys heads up, we are watching the Hall of Fame while we're doing this as well. So if anything crazy happens, we'll crank up the volume. We'll do a reaction live to, this episode for you guys. But now let's get into our first topic for this week on the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Let's get
There
in it,
is
man.
reports that the night after WrestleMania, that they want to pair Johnny Wrestling back up with Tommaso Ciampa and have a reunion of DIY. So, in a recent interview with Johnny Wrestling, he said, and I quote, "You never know. I think as long as me and Tommaso Ciampa are in the same company or even in wrestling in general, we will always be linked together," Johnny said. There were always the idea of what would happen if DIY was on Raw and SmackDown, the amount of dream matches that. So, and I think we haven't scratched the surface of that yet. So people would love to see it. It sounds that way. How do you feel about a potential DIY reunion?
I would actually enjoy it. I love Tommaso Ciampa. It's kind of weird to think that he was the attorney guy, that served papers to Undertaker back in like 05. It's weird that that's Tommaso Ciampa nowadays. But obviously I'm a huge fan of him, huge fan of Johnny Gargano. They had a lot of wars back in, the old NXT Black and Gold days. And just to have them two as a team, there's a lot of tag teams that I could see them having hell of a match with. I could see him having a match with Viking Raiders. I could see him going against Legado del Fantasma. I could see him going against Da Vinci and Ludwig from Imperium. Like there's a lot I feel like they could do for the tag team division.
Honestly, like my opinion about it, before, Ben, you give your thoughts on it. DIY reunion, this could definitely be the best thing right now for Johnny and Tommaso, because, with the main roster, obviously their runs haven't been the same since NXT, because on NXT, they were main event guys. They were the ones selling out the venues that they would perform at. And, they both were the heart and souls of NXT. And I think going to the main roster, being a tag team for like a good year or two, is the best thing for them to get, get some spotlight with, getting used to the main roster crowd so that, the kids can fall in love with them. And then you could do the same exact angle that you did at TakeOver, where one of them turned on the other, and you would have a feud that would really, sell some pay-per-view matches.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, so when it comes to Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, like I've seen their in-ring work. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of their history, so I'm definitely going to take you guys' word for it. But like I said, they have a job in WWE, and to get them some more time, with the audience would be really great for everybody involved. I think that tag teams are definitely lacking in the business right now for WWE. So any teams that are already pretty established would be a good go, especially for all the talent that they got. So like, let's mix it up a little bit. So, I'm for it. I'm excited.
And that's the thing, like, think about how they've been booked. Johnny was booked great in the Elimination Chamber. That's the only thing I could think of. And I think Johnny is better with Tommaso than he would be with Dexter. I feel like Dexter could do more without Johnny. And the same thing goes with Tommaso Ciampa. He's been booked with The Miz. I feel like, Ciampa definitely deserves more than that. So what better way than pairing the two together? They have the chemistry. They have the history together. Former NXT Tag Team Champions. And they're definitely lacking tag teams, like you said.
Yep.
I will say, with this whole Dexter and Johnny Gargano, obviously they have history from their time in, NXT before Johnny Gargano left for, almost a year and then came back after Triple H took over. But I did love how in the middle of the story between Johnny Gargano, Miz, and Dexter Lumis, how it was almost like Johnny Gargano did like a 60 minutes kind of special, whatever, where, he was like, Miz owed Dexter Lumis money and, he didn't pay him what he was owed or whatever. I like that part of the story or whatever because it was interesting. But sadly, I don't really think they nothing really came of it. You know what I mean? It just sort of, got forgotten,
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I was paying attention to what you were saying, but I also was paying attention to Stacey Gabler.
Yeah, same, man. I got sidetracked a little bit.
Remember when she was a part of
I love live shit.
When you multitask.
I'm just like,
that's what happens when you try to multitask.
I was fucking absorbed.
Bro, look at Mick Foley in a fucking suit, bro.
I was too. I was listening to you, but my eyes were glued to Stacey.
Bro, look at Mick Foley in a fucking suit, man.
I'm fucking done. Oh, I feel like Dan really deserves a bone because he was definitely the only one ferociously on task.
I'm always on task, bro.
That's why I like the live ones because, like, it feels like we can loosen up a little bit more. Because, like, we don't have to cut for, like, 20 minutes just laughing our asses off and then getting back into it. Before. But, yeah, no, honestly, I feel like, DIY, they definitely should be paired back together. It only makes sense. Like, they're definitely going to be, popular with the crowd if they're together. And I think, winning some tag team championships, that'd be cool, too, for them.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with a newly reformed. Oh, here we go. Oh, the shit show has arrived. Corey Wilson, good Lord Almighty, he's coming.
Yo, hold up, wait, real quick. Alex Johnson, he's got his freaking tuxedo like Rick and McMahon.
Bro, they're twinning.
God, this is great.
We got Paul Henry Phelps in the live chat as well. What's going on? Kenneth OMG. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Crazy 101, man. What's going on? Apparently, a lot of people got hurt at the ROH show tonight, man.
I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah, man.
They were going very crazy from some of the clips I was watching while I was taking a shit before we got on here.
And it's not.
I was taking a good old dubber.
Yeah.
Ooh, shit show poop.
But honestly, like, I want to know, like, what the We Are Wrestling Maniacs think about Johnny and Tommaso being back together. I'm sure they'll comment later on, or they just won't comment at all.
Or we'll just get the same dude talking about Liv Morgan.
Well, now Tori Wilson.
She does look phenomenal in that dress, I will say. The gold like shine is really, she's really killing it, man. She looks great.
All these legends do.
They really do.
Great. Seriously.
Well, the first one I've seen so far is Tori Wilson, and like that dress was a bravo fucking choice. Like
She looks
Jesus
like
Christ.
she looks like one of the statues that you get if you win like a
Oh my God, dude!
an
Shut
Oscar.
the fuck up. Oh my God! Shut the fuck up! What did you say this time? No, unhide it.
She's a
Mommy
human
Terry.
Oscar.
Listen, don't be talking about mommy like that because you'll go to jail and then you'll get got. Dominic knows what it's like to do time, bro. You don't want that life.
You don't want that.
Don't
no.
talk about mommy. No.
You don't want that.
I feel like this is like a half podcast, half like watch along to the Hall of Fame.
Pretty
It
much.
is. That's basically what this is.
That's the
what-
fun part about like doing, the live episodes of the podcast. Like I was saying, like, we get to loosen up a little bit. We get
Oh,
to,
sure,
enjoy it.
Get a little loosey goosey. My leg just touched Don's. Get a little loosey goosey over here. I just felt. I was like,
McFarlane
oh,
still
God,
hasn't grown back his
okay,
ear.
That was oddly specific, Dan.
Whoa.
That was oddly time.
Whoa.
My shit's fucking fuck. They're covered,
Bro,
bro.
you
That
can
was
see his
oddly
fucking
specific.
ear is not there. What do you mean?
What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about. See, his fucking volume's too fucking low.
I know I can't because I'm trying to keep his volume low so that we don't have to hear Danny twice.
God, my
Because
ears,
imagine
like,
hearing him once.
Dude, my ears look fucking.
It's already
huge
bad
on
enough.
your camera. Holy shit, they look fucking huge on your camera. They look like little fucking dots on mine. Jeez.
Yeah.
And you want my camera?
Oh my God, bro!
What
You're
the
trying to
hell?
get us demonetized.
Yeah, wait, what?
Oh, I see what he's saying. Read the last comment.
No, he's not gonna get you demonetized. Technically, it's not an issue. He wasn't specific. He didn't. There's no derogatory terms. So technically, he's breaking the system, but still making us.
All right. Moving on now to our next topic on this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast Live. Logan Paul's contract is set to expire after WrestleMania. On Impulsive, Logan stated, "My WWE contract ends this WrestleMania. My rookie year is about to be up. Do you think Logan Paul should return to WWE? Yes or no, and why?"
I do. It's kind of weird because when he first signed, if you remember, once the press release came out, apparently it came out that WWE signed him to a multi-year deal. He's only been signed less than a year. I don't think he was signed originally when he had that WrestleMania match. It wasn't until after when he got signed, it was closer to SummerSlam. So it hasn't even technically been a year yet since he's been, performing.
It could be like a match type of contract, like
but,
he works a certain amount of matches or something. Usually they do that with
the key thing that he said was
Jericho 90 days.
The key thing that he said was his rookie year is about to be up. That to me is like, okay, maybe he's about to take this shit to the next level. Maybe he's going to sign another he probably already inked a deal. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly, you can tell when certain people are having fun or when they're just in it for the money and in it for, the fame or whatever it is coming from, being on national TV. You can tell Logan Paul is having a blast doing this.
Oh,
and
he definitely is.
And with Backlash being in Puerto Rico where he lives, you're telling me he's not going to be on that show? Like,
I
already said that last time, Danny.
Who do you guys think his next opponent is, though? If he's going to keep going to the next level, like who do you guys see? Like,
I want him to face Ricochet, bro. That little jump that they did flashed.
I'm down for a match, but like for a storyline, I don't think it'd be blockbuster with Ricochet.
No.
Yeah.
I guess
I'll tell you. It's
LA
what I
Knight,
said last
maybe?
time. I think that Logan Paul is going to find a way to cheat during this match at Mania, and Backlash is usually a pay-per-view where, the storylines, that's where they really finish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's going to happen is Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins in some type of stipulation style match where Seth Rollins will actually pick up the big win. And that'll help him, move forward with, his run as one of the top baby faces right now.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a possibility. But yeah,
We'll have to wait and see.
I wouldn't look too much into him, his contract expiring or whatever. For all we know, bro, he's already inked a new deal. It just hasn't been, the information hasn't been released yet. I don't think he's done.
Oh yeah, God no.
What are your thoughts, Ben?
I gotta agree with both of you. You know, like I really gotta agree with Dan. You know, I think he's not done. I think that the dude's got a lot of gas in the tank, and I feel like he genuinely like respects and enjoys what he's been doing. You know, I think that he again, you know, I've said it in the past about Logan Paul. He's got it all. You know, he's a star athlete. He's a star in general. The dude's fucking killer on the mic. He's shown that he can work with literally anybody. The dude killed it with Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia and had the crowd going. He literally filmed an Instagram live just fucking leap from the fucking ring all the way through the table.
And he tore his MCL, yet he's still doing this. And he finished the match too because he understands the business.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally,
So-
like the dude is fucking killer. So yeah, I got to agree with you. Like I don't think he's done. And again, you know, with Dan's point about it being in Puerto Rico at his home, there's no way in fuck he's not going to be in the match or in the
Exactly.
show rather.
Yep.
You know he's gonna want to.
Like
My
I
thoughts
said, like
on the whole, you know, Logan Paul's contract being expired. I see what he's doing here, and it's kind of brilliant because obviously us wrestling marks out there, we are wrestling maniacs. We really we're always paying attention to what's going on backstage, what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, it
And
gets
one thing that happens is one thing that a lot of us diehard professional wrestling fans watch are contract statuses. And I think what Logan Paul is doing here, he's kind of taking like a sports base idea here. I don't think his contract's up at all. I think he's saying it's up because like in sports, you know, you have a rookie scale contract usually as like a sports athlete, which I know you guys don't really watch sports, but I do. And I know with contracts, like a lot of, you know, players will be like, oh, my rookie year, this and that. And like eventually they sign an extension. And I think, you know, with that, sorry, Stacey got my attention again. But
here she comes.
my thoughts, though, to be honest with you, like when it comes to Logan Paul,
She goes watch that shit.
his
Bro,
you know,
what's up with these
contract-
chicks not aging, man?
when it comes to Logan Paul's contract, like the thing is, I don't think it's up at all. I think it's just his rookie year is about to be done because he worked last WrestleMania. So that's his rookie year. He worked a full year in WWE. So now he's going to go on to year 2. And I kind of like the way he's doing this as a contract because he's pretty much, you know, controlling his own narrative here.
Yeah, if he was just like,
Make
oh
him
my
feel
god,
like a box office name.
if Logan Paul would have been like, yeah, my contract's coming up, you know, but the fact that he was like, my rookie year is up, that automatically clicks in my head like, bro, this dude's definitely gonna re-sign or sign an extension.
Man, I'm telling you, it's just his rookie year. Now he's going to go on to year 2. That's what he's doing here. It's a lot of athletes do this.
And Logan Paul, I mean,
I'm
he's
not
a
surprised.
he's a huge sports guy, so you know he loves using that terminology.
Exactly, and that's the thing, man. Like Logan Paul, you know, is treating himself like a big name, and like him just
He
saying,
is a
like,
big name.
my contract ends at WrestleMania, my rookie year is up. That's pretty much, you know, adding more stock to the Logan Paul name and the value.
Yeah.
So that when he comes back, he could be like, oh, I signed the extension. Haha, fuck you guys. And then he goes against John Cena at SummerSlam.
So I want to get your thoughts. Like, it obviously hasn't come out like how much his contract was worth, but if he is signing an extension, do you think how much do you think like the pay upgrade is going to be? Knowing how much stock he has, and you know, because obviously when he first signed, they didn't really know what they had.
$500K, maybe.
Do you know how much do you guys know what his salary is right now for his contract and how much he's
I don't,
making?
but obviously, like when he first signed, they didn't
Hey,
really
Danny,
know
go
what
look
he
it
had.
up. We're live.
They didn't know what Logan like.
Yeah, that's right. You my bitch.
Shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
Where's the popcorn?
Popcorn will be made tomorrow for night 1.
Goodness. My goodness.
And while you look that up, I'm going to be paying attention to Stacey Cabler. That's cool. Wow. That's cool how they have that friggin' picture of her with the sign. That is cool. Wow. I hope you guys are enjoying the Hall of Fame and enjoying this live stream, even though there's only 3 of you.
Hey, fuck it, man.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's gonna be fucking nuts tomorrow, though. Hey, it's gonna be, dude. I'm gonna lose my fucking shit for the next 2 days. You know that, right?
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
We got a lot of content that we're gonna be making within the next few hours in between Mania, so be on the lookout for that coming out as well. Whatever that may be, you'll definitely see some stuff with me and Don for sure.
Absolutely, man.
It doesn't say all the reports. It doesn't say like how much his contract is worth. But like I said, when he first got signed, he only had 1 match. It was before obviously he faced
Grim
Roman
Reaper,
and
I'm sorry for your loss, man.
Condolences, man.
Thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah, damn, bro.
But yeah, man, with Logan Paul, I just think that I don't think his contract's up. I just think that he's doing this, to build more stock, more value in the Logan Paul name, so that he just feels more like a big star.
Yeah,
He's earned it too. I mean, he certainly proved it that he can hang with the big dogs for sure. I mean, he's been facing some massive names. He doesn't have just like mediocre opponents, and all of his matches that have been blockbuster have been on bigger stages. So obviously WrestleMania is the biggest one of them all in wrestling entertainment in general, and even in professional wrestling. Like it's the place that you strive for. WrestleMania has been ringing through your childhood and it's in your veins. So. I think it's going to be a really, really good show between Logan and Seth. So I think he's definitely going to be here post WrestleMania. I think that
he's happy where he's at. There's already reports coming out that he's facing John Cena at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah,
he's not done. He's not done at all. Especially now that he's getting wrestling figures made. Logan Paul loves that shit. He's into those Pokemon cards.
Within the next couple of months, if we have John Cena on Logan Paul's podcast, we know something's up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But moving on now to a quick take. I want to keep this one very quick. There's been, some things going on with a legend. He used to be, a tag team partner to one of the greatest of all time, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. Recently on Facebook, he said this: "I feel gay, but I'm pretty sure I like women."
What? What? Did he actually say that?
Oh yeah.
I feel like he was trolling the fuck out of people, bro.
No, dude, trust me. This is why I wanted to talk about this a little real quick.
Remember when Marty
Because I had
Jannetty
the
came out and he
opportunity to meet
talked
Marty
about
Jannetty
killing
at a
somebody?
Blitzkrieg show back in 2017, and yeah, that man was off of 30. He was fucked up. And I was going to get my Intercontinental title signed from him. Thank God I didn't, because on my 8x10, he could barely sign his name. And then he went to Al Snow and started shooting the shit with them. And Al Snow's like, "Damn, you're fucked up." And then Marty's like, "Yeah."
Oh my God,
Bro, remember when Marty Jannetty went on Facebook and he fucking almost like confessed to killing somebody?
Yeah, there's like investigations like on some like real shit.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Oh, she dropped Shane Helm's name. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty, and he's supposed to be at the Wrestling Classic 3.
I'm gonna make it a point that I don't want our table anywhere near him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna shoot.
Imagine our table's right next to Marty Jannetty.
Slap us right in between Kurt Angle and fucking DDP.
Damn, yeah, they're like best
Devon
friends
too, bro.
Yeah, Devon's gonna be there.
Oh, brother, testify. It's the day.
Ironically enough, me and Donnie literally just met him.
I know. I might have to go meet him again. Keep coming to Springfield, Devon. Oh, my brother.
Bro,
testify.
Bro, what if they bring Bully, man?
And we need to get Batista, too, with them.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Shave the head, have the chain around his neck.
I feel like Bully Ray's gonna get announced next.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Oh, bro.
You got the Dudley boys back together.
And then he can fucking put your ass to a table for fucking up their table. Remember what happened at Rhode Island Comic Con?
Yeah, that was great. That was some good stuff. But
Good shit.
we're moving on now, obviously, to the main event topic for this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast. There's reports that came out earlier today that Vince McMahon is officially a WWE employee again. According to reports, he will serve as executive chairman for a term of 2 years from his start date of January 9th, 2023, which was when he returned to WWE. How do you feel about Vince McMahon being back in the driver's seat as the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment again?
He's still the CEO. Ronald in the live chat, he's still the CEO. He's chairman of the board, whatever. I mean, does this really surprise anybody at this point?
No.
I don't honestly think it does. I mean, with all the things going on with WrestleMania and, with the whole setting of WrestleMania being all about Hollywood and about the movies. On the promo photos, directed by Vince McMahon. What are you guys laughing at? So with all the promo packages or photos for WrestleMania, obviously.
No, here's why we started laughing, because Ben just noticed why I put underneath our names. # where's Danny?
Oh God.
And then I told him, I said, it took you 30 minutes to see that.
Yeah. But it doesn't surprise me that Vince is back, in some kind of fashion, with the promo photos of WrestleMania and, all of them saying directed by Vince McMahon, and then, WWE quickly changing him because they didn't think people were going to fucking, figure it out. And, Brock Lesnar and Omos. I mean, that's a fucking Vince McMahon match if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. What are your
did you hear that
thoughts,
fucking cocksucker? Did you hear that fucking cocksucker Bruce Pritchard saying that Vince McMahon, he came to one show, but he has had absolutely zero involvement in creative? Triple H a couple months ago clearly said, yeah, I'm taking calls with Vince McMahon, getting his thoughts on certain things that are involved with creative.
I will read you what he said, because I do have it quoted here. Here's what Bruce Pritchard said, and I quote, "He, Vince McMahon, hasn't had creative input yet. He made it to one TV and really had nothing to say other than, great show. Thank you, guys, in that regard. He is busy working on the business end of things and has given us free reign on creativity." Those were his words.
That pretty much so it's either he's lying or Triple H is lying, because Triple H clearly said, and I think we went over it on episode of the podcast, he was like, he talks to Vince McMahon about certain things.
You're mixing up the words like Dave Meltzer always does. And I'll tell you why. Triple H did say that he's listening to Vince McMahon and his thoughts. Doesn't mean he's working with him. Triple H still has full creativity.
Bruce Pritchard literally just said that Vince McMahon has had zero to do with creative. Bruce Pritchard's a fucking cocksucker, man.
My thoughts
needs to be in a fucking straitjacket.
So my thoughts on, the whole Vince McMahon, being employed again. I'm not surprised by it at all. I got to agree with you on that one, Danny. But I feel like people are overthinking this and they're going to get, too carried away here. I really don't think Vince is here for creativity. Like, yeah, he's going to give his input on things and sometimes get what he wants. But at the end of the day, I think Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, I think Nick Khan, I think they're all, running the creative, because it doesn't feel like a Vince McMahon show at all.
Vince McMahon is only back to sell the company. Now he's an employee.
He's back to sell the company, so he's not here to do creative shit.
He's not. If he wasn't, then Triple H wouldn't have anything to do with Vince McMahon and getting his input when it comes to creative. I know what the fuck is up, man. Triple H would not book Brock Lesnar and fucking Omos. Omos botched fucking the clothesline over the top rope. You tell me that's a
I'm
Triple H
saying
idea?
that he's listening to some of Vince McMahon's things, but Vince McMahon is not running creative.
But that
And if you think he
contradicts
is, you're fucking delusional.
that contradicts what Bruce Pritchard said, though.
I don't know, man. Because he had one of the best rivalries with Jerry the King Lawler back in the 70s, and it was the first time that Hollywood met wrestling. So that's
Isn't
why
there
he's probably there. Because him
isn't
and
there a
Jerry
cons-
Lawler, they had a feud for years.
Isn't there a conspiracy that Lloyd Kaufman, he was people are saying he's dead, but he's not dead. He disappeared or something.
I heard that stuff. But
Andy Kaufman.
But here's the thing, when it comes to Vince McMahon, even Nick Khan on interviews recently said, Vince hasn't had input. We've been running the shows, and we have created plans right now that are past WrestleMania. That tells you everything you need to know. Vince being there obviously is going to add stress to, the atmosphere that, Triple H and Nick Khan have created, without him there. But I don't think Vince is running things. Obviously, Vince is going to be at WrestleMania, of course. It's his baby. He created it. Do you think Vince is going to stay at home and friggin' watch WrestleMania?
There's also a lot of talent backstage that suspect Vince McMahon is having a little bit more say in things than people seem to think he does.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but I think he's really letting Triple H, Nick Khan, and, Bruce run the whole creative, I think. Obviously, there's going to be some little things that Vince is going to want, but at the end of the day, I think he's really putting his trust in Triple H. We'll find out after Mania. We'll see.
I would not be able to handle another Vince McMahon ran WWE. I would not be able to.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Vince isn't going to do that again. If he does, I'm wrong. I'll admit. But I don't think I'm wrong here. I think a lot of people are just overthinking this whole thing, and they're just getting a little too carried away here. I think Vince is just there, trying to sell the company. That's it. Trying to add value to the company. And just doing a lot of the business stuff while Triple H, takes care of Raw and SmackDown. I think there's really nothing to overthink about.
I hope you're fucking right, man. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, that you're wrong on this. I hope you're man enough to come on an episode of the podcast in the future and admit it.
If there's anybody that owns up to where he's wrong, it's me. I always admit when I'm wrong.
Even if it's on your fucking vacation, bro, you're gonna fucking send a video and we'll play it here on the podcast.
My vacation, no. I will not be fucking sending no videos. My phone will be shut off. Especially friggin' you tagging us in all these wrestling news things.
I have to, man. We host a wrestling podcast. You got to have stories to talk about.
Jerry Lawler, he's looking sharp.
Anthony Diaz in the live chat. Triple H don't work with Raw. What do you mean? Jerry Lawler, man, he's back after his stroke.
It's good to see him though, back and healthy. Definitely. I love that. He's got the throne in his house. That's cool. But that's the thing, I don't know, Vince. I would get more worried after Mania if a lot of things change. But right now, for me, I'm trying not to worry at all about Vince McMahon because we got freaking WrestleMania.
Well, it already came out. Vince McMahon is definitely going to be at Mania, so we're going to see what happens, man. More likely he's going to be sitting in Gorilla with the headset on, like he was at Monday Night Raw. When apparently it came out that he was just there to see John Cena, when in reality he was sitting in Gorilla the entire night with the headset on.
Ooh, Dominic's in the crowd. I did just see him in the crowd. Damn.
Bro,
but honestly, what do you think, Ben, overall, though, about the whole Vince thing?
You know how I feel about the whole Vince thing. It's just, the dude's going to die in his chair, man. It's exactly how everybody thinks. The dude can't be a part of anything WWE without dipping his hand in the cookie jar. He can't. He just fucking can't. And it's unfortunate because we've really been thriving. And I just hope that with any kind of Vince's involvement, we don't take any more steps backwards than we already have in some cases. So that's all I gotta say. Very short and sweet. Other than that, you know my slander for days.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, man.
That is fair. I think, overall, like, with Vince McMahon, all he's got to do is just stay the fuck away from creative. Let Triple H, run this shit because he's done a fantastic job. Every pay-per-view Triple H has produced has been very good.
Yeah.
And
I
we have
just
not
wish
had that in a long time with consistency.
my concern is once the Bloodline storyline is over, like what's going to happen then? Like the only real thing, legitimate thing that's really compelling on WWE TV, like their weekly shows, I'm not talking about pay-per-views, is like the Bloodline and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes and all that. Like obviously they're going to have a Cody Rhodes storyline, but it's all intertwined with the Bloodline.
Anthony Diaz, the Bloodline is going to defend their titles and destroy Cody, Sami, and Kevin Owens. No.
It's not going to happen, man.
I hope not.
Well, up until a couple days ago, Triple H had no idea who was gonna win the matches. But yeah, it came out that he had a year-long roadmap of what's gonna happen after WrestleMania. Yeah, he can't fucking determine who's gonna win the matches.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. That's kind of good that they haven't made the decision yet, I think, because there is a lot of things to consider with both guys, with Roman and Cody. But I feel like they need to pull the trigger on Cody because timing is everything, and if there's a time for Cody to win the championship, it's fucking now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's good Hall of Fame, man.
It is a good Hall of Fame so far. But yeah, those were the topics for this week. Woo!
It's a very short episode, man. It's live, it's WrestleMania weekend, doing it strong. Plus, we were already live for 2 hours on my channel watching SmackDown, so now we're just chilling watching Hall of Fame. And if we get off here soon, we might continue watching the Hall of Fame, and if something crazy happens, maybe we can turn it into a reaction video. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm stepping out of that one because, dude, I am fucking beat from moving shit all day.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I'm beat as fuck.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
you need to get some rest, man, because we have WrestleMania tomorrow night. And
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And that's why this episode's short. We're going to, close it off here. We appreciate all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that, tune into this live. Love seeing all you guys. Anthony Diaz, the Grim Reaper.
Alex Johnson, you horny motherfucker. Even you, baby.
That's right.
Make sure you guys subscribe. All the videos, all the streams are live on my channel and We Are Wrestling. Make sure you guys go there, turn the notifications on. That way, when the stream starts, you'll get a notification sent to your phone, and you'll be able to join the festivities, man.
That's right. But guys, if you enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast live, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow all of us on our social medias and other YouTube pages, all that down below. In addition, you want shorter clips of these podcasts, we're posting them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all that down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.
What is going on, guys? It's Ben here, the Lone Ranger, and you guys are watching We Are Wrestling Podcast.